What's going on, folks? This is LB the Realist with Surrealistic Studios, Surreal News, where the real is surreal. So yesterday, right around sunset time, I took my girlfriend over to what we have in San Diego, California called Chicano Park. Chicano Park is in Barrio Logan, and it's pretty much like the Mexican part of town. Not the Mexican part of town where all the Mexicans are only in that part of town, but it's like a lot of Mexican culture and heritage, is involved with Chicano Park and Barrio Logan. So at the park, you got these real colorful murals and paintings of all these independent artists that basically came there and, they did their thing. So it's real colorful. You can see it from the freeway when you're driving in San Diego. You can actually see it headed towards downtown. You can see Chicano Park over to the left. And, it always intrigued me because it's all these bright colors and beautiful paintings and pictures. So we went over there and we checked it out. I don't think I've ever really been there and just kind of walked around. If I have, it was a long time ago and I don't remember. But I went there and I took my girlfriend. She enjoyed it. We didn't spend too much time there, but we took some pictures. I took a short little video and posted it to my Instagram. I probably should have posted it to the channel to here, but I don't know. It wasn't that much of a video. It was just saying that we were there. But I just really wanted to reiterate that black and brown should absolutely be unified. And I understand that, brown has brown issues and blacks have black issues, but sometimes the brown and black issues coincide. Sometimes they're meshed together, and it's not just a black issue or a brown issue. It's a black and brown issue. Prime example, police brutality. Now, we all know the amount of black people that are in the videos, of these videos of these cops, harassing them or killing them. We all know George Floyd and, so many countless other names, that I don't even want to list them off, but there's just countless names of people, black men and women, who have been traumatized, who have been beaten, who have been tortured, who have actually been murdered by the hands of corrupt police officers. But we also have brown people, Mexican people, South American people, Puerto Rican people who have been affected by these same issues, who have been murdered, who have been molested, who have been tortured, who have been imprisoned. So when it comes to police brutality, it's not just a black issue. It's not just a brown issue. It is a black and brown issue. So we absolutely should be unified in our efforts to make, both of our groups better. And just because I say Black Lives Matter doesn't mean that I don't believe that brown lives matter, or yellow lives, or white lives, or even, just because I say brown lives matter doesn't mean that I don't believe in Black Lives Matter. We just have to realize that. We have to acknowledge the fact that it's not just, when it comes to police brutality, it's not just a black issue. Now, don't get me wrong. Black people, we have our own issues that are just black issues, such as the wealth gap here in America, and that goes back to slavery. We actually have, we had the Jim Crow laws and institutionalized racism. We actually have these things, systemic racism, that disproportionately affects black people. We as black people were 3/5 of a human by law in this country. We were treated less than dirt, less than cattle, raped, tortured, beaten, embarrassed, humiliated. Just every fucked up thing you could think of happened to black people in this country. And that's why the ADOS movement, American Descendants of Slaves, that's why that movement is so strong. That's why black people feel so empowered by that movement, because, we actually have deep roots in this country that the wounds have not been healed. They have not healed at all. So I need my brown brothers and sisters out there to remember that, what I'm saying? And I need my black brothers and sisters out here to also remember that, brown people are not the enemy. Minorities are not the enemy. All white people are not the enemy. It's the system. The white The white supremacist system. That is the enemy. The system that made us slaves and called us 3/5 of a human. That is the enemy. The enemy is not Mexican people. The enemy is not Puerto Rican or Latinx people or whatever you want to call them. That's not the issue here. We need to unify, because there's nothing that we can't accomplish if we unify our groups. But not unity as in we're going to mesh everything and all our issues together, and it's not black, it's not brown, it's black and brown. Of course, it can always be separate, but equal and respectful. That's all that I'm advocating for. So when brown people go out and they scream Brown Lives Matter, they absolutely should say Brown Lives Matter. And then in the same sentence, they should also, in the next sentence, whatever, they should also say Black Lives also matter. And then when black people go out there and we say Black Lives Matter, you know what I'm saying, we can also say Brown Lives Matter, but Black Lives Matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no disrespect. You know, we can have both of our movements. We can have both of our organizations. We can advocate for black people specifically and still understand that brown people are not the enemy, and still understand that, you know, we can still unify both of our groups and advocate for our separate necessities. I don't understand why it's so hard for people to chew gum and walk at the same time. You know, I had a comment on one of my videos, and I'm not mad at this commenter, but they raised an excellent point. You know, they said, it kills me every time I hear a black person, you know, basically, I'm a paraphrase, but they said basically that it kills me when I hear a black person advocate for another group. You know what I'm saying? And those other groups aren't advocating for us. And maybe that is the case in some of the cases, but that's not always the case. And it is in my experience, I have witnessed other groups speak out for black people. And I have witnessed other groups, you know what I'm saying, advocate for black issues. So it absolutely should go both ways. You know, black people should advocate for Brown Lives Matter. You know, we talk about, the only difference is we talk about immigration, we talk about DACA, we talk about all the you know, people getting deported. We talk about Native American tribes and what we're not doing and how we don't abide by the rules and the treaties that originally were set up to respect the Native Americans and their land and their sovereignty. But we never, ever want to have the discussion about black people, black issues, and what black people are owed. And what can we do for the black community? Whenever we talk about, and just be real, just think about it. Just be real and be honest with yourselves. Whenever it comes to black people, we always get shafted. We always get shafted. They never want to talk about what we can do for the black community, because whenever you bring up the black community, you know, they always say, well, we don't want to, you know, and especially in progressivism, we don't want to worry about, you know, just black people because, you know, Medicare for all will, you know, it will affect black people as well as other people. But a lot of those people are black. But that's not the case. That's not the issue, because a lot of times when we talk about these progressive policies and all of these things that we want to do, such as the Green New Deal, you know, like in the regular New Deal, black people were left out. You know, so we got to remember this. We got to remember this, and we have to respect what the facts are. And the facts are black people are constantly overlooked. Constantly overlooked. The only things we ever got were affirmative action and Obama. And affirmative action is dying off. Obama's not president anymore, and he was, you know, he was a moderate Republican in his governing. And he didn't do a lot for black people, if anything. If anything. And whenever we talk about black issues, we always get laughed at. Kamala Harris wants to laugh at us. She wants to laugh at us when they asked her, what are you going to do for black people? You know, like Barack Obama, the same thing. Whenever it's black people or the black community, we can never have a serious discussion. And that hurts. It really does hurt my feelings. It hurts more than my feelings. It hurts my soul, because, you know, I love my country. And for somebody to say, well, you know, if you don't like it, you should go back to Africa, or you should just, you know, go someplace else. Why the fuck would I go someplace else? I was born here. This is my country. This is our country. You know, I don't want to hear about Black History Month. This is Black History Year. This is every day. Every single day is Black History. There would be no American history without Black history, Black people. So I'm not worried about a given fucking month. Fuck your month. Excuse my French. This is just one of those kind of videos, folks. Fuck your month. I don't care about a month. Every single month, every single day is Black history in this country. We created this shit. Like, I'm not saying that, oh, we created everything, but we are a pivotal people in the construction of this great company, country called America. Built the White House. Created the traffic light. You know what I'm saying? Like, just so many different things that Black people have contributed not only to the to the creation of the country, but to the well-being of the country, to the culture of the country. I've heard so many people use the word nigga. Everybody's a nigga. Like, everybody who's not Black likes to use that word, and like me, I'm not opposed to it as long as it's not being used in a derogatory manner. As long as I'm not being called one with an ER, and as long as it's the A version, you know, and you know, and it's all love, and you're just using it because it's the culture. Like, I get it. I get that some Black people will never, ever, ever be okay with it. And I totally respect that. I totally respect that. That's just not how I am, because I don't let a word rule me. You know what I'm saying? But the main point of this video is just to say that it's absolutely imperative that we realize on all sides that it takes all kinds, and we need to come together. We need to come together as one people, but advocate for our separate causes. Because yes, we do have Black issues, and yes, we do have brown issues. They're separate, all right? They are separate issues, but we can still unify and come together as a people to accomplish our goals. Black and brown, yellow and red. A coalition, a true rainbow coalition that truly respects one another, but also understands that we have our own separate issues and we need to address those. So with all that being said, folks, I just want to say and remind you guys to do something kind for somebody else. Even if somebody wasn't exactly kind to you, because that kindness translates into the universe, and it begets more kindness and more goodness. You know, just a smile, a sincere laugh, you know, an apology goes a long way. Just do something nice for somebody else. Love, peace, and light, folks. That's what I'm all about. All right, so until next time, folks, remember to love one another. And like I said, Black and brown, red and yellow, whatever your color is, come together, but also understand that we do have issues, and we absolutely need to work on those issues separately, but also in unity. If that makes any sense to somebody out there. All right? So whether you Black, Mexican, Puerto Rican, whatever your race is, just know I love you. All right? I love everybody. Until next time, folks, I'm out.